In the Chronicle of Nations, some years stand out as moments of profound clarity. The year 2026 was one such time for the United States. On February 28th, a joint operation with Israel, codenamed Epic Fury, was launched against Iran. It was a stark demonstration of military capability, a projection of power so swift and decisive that it commanded the world's attention. This was not a test or a warning shot. It was the application of a lethal edge, honed over decades of innovation and investment. This essay will explore the components of that power, in the air, on the sea, across the globe, that defined America's military posture in 2026. It is a story of technology, strategy, and the men and women who wield them. The foundation of this global reach is built upon a staggering commitment of resources. In 2026, the United States allocated approximately $901 billion to its defense budget. To put that figure into perspective, it is more than the combined military spending of the next 9 most powerful nations on Earth. This financial superiority translates directly into technological and logistical dominance. The Global Firepower Index, a respected annual ranking of military strength, once again placed the United States at the very top. It is a ranking earned not just by the size of its forces, but by its unique ability to project that force to any corner of the planet, supported by a vast network of global bases and alliances. This immense power is not an abstract concept. It is a tangible reality with real-world consequences. The actions taken in 2026 were the culmination of strategic planning and relentless training. They showcased a military that could operate with speed, precision, and overwhelming force. From the skies over the Middle East to the waters of the Caribbean, American air, sea, and land power worked in concert, a symphony of coordinated action. Understanding this capability is essential to understanding the global landscape of our time. This is the story of that power in this pivotal year. American military doctrine has long held that control of the air is the first prerequisite for victory. In 2026, the United States Air Force was the most advanced aerial fighting force ever assembled. Its inventory was a powerful mix of stealth, speed, firepower. It featured thousands of state-of-the-art aircraft. At the tip of the spear was the F-22 Raptor, F-22 Stealth, F-22 Advanced Avionics, F-22 Maneuverability. Result: virtually untouchable in air-to-air combat. It was complemented by the F-35 Lightning II, F-35 Advanced Sensors, F-35 Networking Capabilities, F-35 a flying command center distributing critical data. The numbers tell a story. The United States maintained over 1,600 modern fighter aircraft. China made strides with stealth programs, but their fleets were smaller and less mature. Russia had a large air force. Much of it was older, less capable, with maintenance challenges. America's air power is amplified by aerial refueling tankers and a global support network. That grants fighters and bombers nearly unlimited range and persistence. This power was actively deployed to achieve strategic objectives. During Operation Epic Fury, the skies over Iran were filled with American and Allied aircraft. B-2 Spirit stealth bombers flew thousands of miles from home bases. They delivered precision payloads against hardened targets. Fighter jets established air dominance. They cleared the way for strike packages that systematically dismantled enemy infrastructure. Drones provided persistent surveillance, real-time intelligence, and additional strike capabilities, all while keeping pilots out of harm's way. Reports indicate about 6,000 targets were struck in the opening phase. Air power evolved with next-generation platforms. The B-21 Raider began to enter the inventory, promising deeper penetration and survivability, while loyal wingman programs paired manned aircraft with autonomous drones, moving from experiment to operational reality and acting as force multipliers. This relentless drive for innovation ensured American command of the air was not temporary, but a sustained generational superiority designed to meet tomorrow's challenges. If air power provides the first strike, it is sea power that guarantees global presence and sustainment. The United States Navy in 2026 remained the undisputed master of the world's oceans, a status measured not just in number of ships, but but in sheer size, capability, reach. The heart of this naval dominance is the fleet of 11 nuclear-powered aircraft carriers, each one a floating sovereign territory, a 4.5-acre airfield, able to be positioned anywhere across 70% of the planet's water. Each carrier embarks an air wing of more than 75 aircraft, providing mobile, persistent, overwhelming air power independent of foreign bases. Beneath the waves, nuclear-powered submarines patrolled in silence and secrecy, the most survivable and lethal arm of strategic deterrence. These submarines carry long-range cruise missiles, advanced torpedoes, conduct intelligence gathering and special operations, delivering devastating precision strikes. On the surface, advanced destroyers and cruisers with the Aegis combat system create a protective shield, tracking hundreds of airborne threats and intercepting them, including ballistic missiles. By raw tonnage, roughly 292 ships gave the U.S. unmatched endurance and firepower. In the Middle East, force levels reached historic intensity. USS Gerald R. Ford arrived and joined another carrier on station, forming a rare two-carrier presence. Amphibious assault ships like USS Tripoli carried thousands of Marines and heavy equipment. During Operation Epic Fury, the Armada launched carrier sorties and fired cruise missiles from ships and submarines, reportedly eliminating over 60 Iranian naval vessels and more than 30 mine layers, effectively neutralizing their navy. At the same time in the Western Hemisphere, Operation Southern Spear targeted transnational criminal networks in the Caribbean. About 15,000 military personnel deployed, one of the largest regional buildups since the Cold War. U.S. warships patrolled maritime corridors, conducted surveillance, interdicted illicit shipments. This dual focus, power projection in conflict zones and regional security at home, underscored a naval capacity unmatched by any rival. It was a clear statement of global command of the seas. While air power can shape a battlefield from a distance, and sea power can shape a battlefield from a distance, it is often the forces on the ground that secure the final outcome. The United States Army and Marine Corps in 2026 comprised a formidable land force of approximately 1.3 million active and reserve personnel. These soldiers and Marines were the best equipped and most rigorously trained in the world, capable of operating in any environment, Arctic cold, desert heat. But modern warfare is rarely won by a single service. The true strength of American power lies in joint operations, land, air, sea, space, cyber forces, integrated into a single, cohesive whole. This integration was the hallmark of 2026's military actions. Special Operations Forces conducted high-risk, high-reward missions with surgical precision, operating in the shadows, gathering intelligence, conducting direct action raids, training partner forces. Their success depended on the vast support network, satellite constellations providing real-time imagery and secure communications, cyber warriors protecting friendly networks and disrupting adversary networks. This layered, multi-domain approach made every action faster, more precise, and more lethal. The outcomes of these joint operations were decisive. Operation Absolute Resolve, launched in the early hours of January 3, 2026, was a textbook example. Air Force assets bombed infrastructure to suppress Venezuelan air defenses. An elite special operations team assaulted the compound of President Nicolas Maduro in Caracas. According to reports, the apprehension force fast-roped from helicopters under fire, neutralized dozens of guards, and successfully captured their target. The lead pilot, though struck by multiple bullets, maintained control of his aircraft, allowing Delta Team operators to fast-rope to the ground and complete the mission. This single, daring raid showcased the incredible synergy between intelligence, aviation, and special forces. During Operation Epic Fury, ground forces did not conduct a large-scale invasion, but their presence, special forces working with regional partners, and logistical hubs sustaining intense air and sea campaigns, was critical. Combining the Air Force's long-range strike, the Navy's global presence, and the decisive action of ground and special operations forces is what gives the U.S. military its ultimate advantage on the modern battlefield. The pre-dawn hours of February 28, 2026, marked a turning point. Operation Epic Fury, a coordinated campaign by the United States and Israel, was launched with clear, ambitious objectives. As stated by Pentagon officials, obliterate Iran's ballistic missile arsenal, destroy its missile production capacity, annihilate Iran's navy, sever its support to terrorist proxies, ensure Iran would never acquire a nuclear weapon. The initial phase was a stunning display of modern air and sea power. In the first 2 weeks, U.S. Central Command reported roughly 6,000 strikes inside Iran. Those precision-guided munitions were delivered by a multi-layered force. Stealth bombers, carrier-based fighter jets, and long-range missiles launched from naval vessels. Targeting was systematic, focusing on nuclear facilities, missile launch sites, command and control centers, naval bases. The Iranian Navy was effectively crippled. Reports confirmed the elimination of over 60 ships and more than 30 specialized mine layers. This immense force came at significant cost, in treasure and in blood. The first 6 days were estimated to cost American taxpayers $11.3 billion. In the opening 2 weeks, 13 U.S. service members were killed in action. Approximately 140 more were wounded, some severely. The strategic logic behind Operation Epic Fury was rooted in a realist assessment of threat. Iran's nuclear ambitions, ballistic missiles, and proxy networks had destabilized the region. Intelligence reports, allegedly indicating aspirations for drone attacks against targets in the United States, added urgency. The operation declared America would not allow the balance of power to be upended by a nuclear-armed Iran. While Epic Fury demonstrated overwhelming force, another operation showcased surgical precision. On January 3rd, under the cover of darkness, American Special Forces launched Operation Absolute Resolve. The target was Nicolas Maduro, the president of Venezuela, wanted in the United States on charges of narco-terrorism. Air assets conducted strikes on key infrastructure across northern Venezuela, blinding and suppressing air defenses, creating a window of opportunity. With the sky cleared, an elite apprehension force descended on Maduro's compound in Caracas. The assault was swift and violent. After-action reports say U.S. Special Forces engaged and killed about 75 guards. In the chaos, they located and secured Maduro and his wife, Celia Flores, preparing them for immediate extraction and transport to the United States, to face justice in a New York courtroom. Aviation crew bravery stood out. The lead pilot of a transport helicopter was reportedly hit by 4 bullets, yet maintained control of the aircraft, allowing Delta Team to complete the mission. Operation Absolute Resolve sent a powerful message across the Western Hemisphere. There is no safe haven for large-scale drug trafficking, or for those who support terrorism. The operation reflected strategic priorities in the National Defense Strategy, securing the hemisphere from transnational criminal organizations. By removing a key narco-state figure, the United States asserted its willingness to protect its borders and citizens. The military actions of 2026 did not occur in a strategic vacuum. They were the direct result of a fundamental shift in American defense policy, formally articulated in the 2026 National Defense Strategy, published on January 23 by the newly renamed Department of War. It represented a decisive move away from liberal internationalism, often involving prolonged nation-building, toward a more focused, realist prioritization of core national interests, accepting calculated risk in secondary theaters. At the heart was a renewed focus on the Western Hemisphere and the defense of the homeland. Securing the southern border and countering the flow of narcotics were elevated to Tier 1 priorities, directing robust interagency support. The NDS mandated securing key terrain in the hemisphere: the Arctic, South America, Greenland, the Panama Canal, the Gulf of Mexico. The strategy concentrated force to deter major adversaries, China, Russia, while applying targeted precision against regional threats such as Iran and transnational criminal organizations. The goal: avoid being bogged down in protracted conflicts, preserving strength for the most significant challenges. This new doctrine explains the character of 2026 operations: swift, decisive, aimed at specific, limited objectives, not remaking societies. The year 2026 was a stark and powerful illustration of America's military dominance. Integrated air, sea, land, space, and cyber power delivering decisive outcomes. Operations like Epic Fury and Absolute Resolve were not just military victories. They were potent demonstrations of a lethal edge, designed to deter adversaries and reassure allies. This preeminence rests on robust defense spending, relentless innovation, and, most importantly, the skill and courage of those who wear the uniform. Yet such power carries immense responsibility and undeniable cost. Its purpose is peace through strength, to deter war whenever possible, and to win decisively when it is not. Therefore, the story of 2026 is a call to action. Share this video and advocate for continued investment in America's defense, so the shield of the Republic remains unbroken.